Hi.
Oh.
Hi, everything's
Good
fine.
morning, everyone.
Hi.
Good morning.
How are
Hello.
you? How are you? So now,
I
Dana.
am hanging in.
Yeah.
I think that was a rhetorical question. Yes, continue, please, Stephanie.
Yes,
I'll let
Dana.
you know how I am next week sometime.
Okay. Dana.
Stephanie, you look like you're in the KKK. Don't do that.
Oh, okay. Pardon me.
Oh,
Sorry.
boy.
That was an impression of someone at CPAC. Okay. Hey,
Yes.
hey. Okay.
Yeah.
Dana.
Okay. Yeah. Hey.
Hey. Thank you for your tweet. You said hats off to all the Texas businesses posting that masks are still required to enter their establishment. Hats off to the pharmacy that told Rick DeSantis to shove it, that they're going to vaccinate
Absolutely.
all teachers and not only teachers over 50.
Yeah.
We can do this, right? You know, it just, you know, we have Joe Biden. Give me President Biden yesterday.
Still matters. I carry a card with me. I don't have it. I put it on my desk. As of yesterday, we had lost 511,874 Americans. We're going to lose thousands more. This will not occur. We'll not have everybody vaccinated until sometime in the summer. We have the vaccine to do it. Getting a shot in someone's arm and getting a second shot, you're going to take time.
Yes, but we have we can see the finish line now, Dana, right?
There's hope. There's light. Yes,
There's a lot of light.
I'm finally starting to feel that hopefully by the end of summer, I might be able to say yes to live performances and actually travel again, maybe by August.
Yeah.
So
wouldn't that be something? All right, one more. President Biden yesterday.
It's critical that they follow the science. Wash your hands, hot water, do it frequently, wear a mask, and stay socially distanced. And I know you all know that. I wish the heck some of our elected officials knew it.
It's hard to get your mind around the insanity of this, Texas thing. Everything's open, everything. No restrictions, no masks,
yeah, we got both governors of Mississippi and Texas saying, hold my beer. I'm going to show you who's the dumbest governor in the South.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not the people of Texas and Mississippi. There's good people in there that want to do the right thing, stay protected. You're putting frontline workers who have not been vaccinated in danger. You're putting teachers in danger, and you're putting people that have to still go to work in danger in these businesses. You know, it's just, I don't know what Greg Abbott's thinking. He's killing off his constituents.
And it will disproportionately, of course, affect people of color that are on the front
Absolutely.
lines. I mean, it's
100%.
Insane and racist and So obviously, we were going to start the show with a wacky War of the Worlds broadcast that Donald Trump had been reinaugurated, but then we, thought with military surrounding the Capitol, maybe not so funny. QAnon thinks that this would be the day he will be reinstalled. Right. So the National Guard already prepared for what could happen. Steny Hoyer announced that they would obviously finish last night. I mean, Dana, there's part of me going, don't cave in to the bullies. But I think just because of January 6th, there's such an excess of caution, right?
Absolutely. And there should be. We've got a president and a vice president that we love and adore. We've got people in Congress that are doing their jobs and actually upholding the law and the Constitution. I'd like to protect those. If the guys and gals, if you will, that are not doing their jobs happen to be protected in the same time, that's a nice byproduct for them. They're not really my concern or my priority.
Yeah, as Sarah Palin would say, guys and gals, right?
Yeah, guys and gals.
Guys and gals. Okay.
Oh.
God, forgot about that voice. Eesh.
Oh, and of course, don't forget if you're Laura Bobart, is that how the transvestites?
Bobert. Oh, I heard that one.
Transvestite.
What? Wait, what did she
say? She
say?
just made up a word. She was trying to say transgender, could not think of it, and made up a horrible word talking about how the LGBTQ community, gays, lesbians, transvestites are really they want more rights, not equal rights, but more rights, because the Constitution set up equality, that all men were created equal. She's a real moron. And just hearing her speak is painful.
She just gets jealous that QAnon Betty gets more attention than QAnon Veronica, because what I was saying, I've been saying this for weeks now, Dana. They are not leaders. They're performance artists.
Absolutely.
What was this? Okay, I don't even know what she was doing. A number of Republicans finally crossed the aisle yesterday to side with Democrats after Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene forced a third vote on adjourning the U.S. House of Representatives. She called for the House to be adjourned, forcing members to return to the chamber to cast votes for the third time in the span of several days. Republicans were getting ticked off at the repeated stunts. She's increasingly irritating folks in her own conference, someone said, which of course she's fine with doing. She doesn't care. She said, I rise today to inform Democrats the radical path you're taking will cause you to lose in 2022. Also says the COVID relief bill is shameful and the Democrats' hate police bill puts police on Biden's hit list. So it's a stunt to try to adjourn the whole House. Like, it's, since she's been taken off committees, like you always say, Chris, she's just there to own the libs, I guess. She's just there to...
That's it.
That's it. I think there's a lot of Republicans right now are fed up with people like Russian Ron Johnson, where they're like, but he's going to say what he's going to say. I'm not backing that up. I don't even understand what's coming out of his mouth these days. Like, they're just letting them fly by themselves out there and just sort of trying to do their job. But even they know that they're trying to muck this up.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, Russian Ron Johnson, good one. Here he is.
Cognizant of how I was reacted to by offering an eyewitness account at the last hearing, I'll risk entering another piece of reporting into the record. This is from the New York Times. Hopefully that'll be viewed more favorably. The title is A Small Group of Militants, Outsized Role in the Capitol Attack. In that report, it says federal prosecutors have said members of the Oath Keepers militia group planned and organized their attack and, quote, put into motion the violence that overwhelmed the Capitol.
Okay, what is the point of him? So last time he read from a right-wing blog. So I don't understand how he thinks that's exculpatory in any way. The Oath Keepers is a right-wing white supremacist group, just like the others.
Who support Trump.
Right. So, that's what I don't understand how they think. This makes our case that this was all planned in advance. This is the point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, here.
You say this like they're expected to be bright, like you thought they were bright people.
No. Here he is.
I don't understand what he's doing.
One more. Ron Johnson.
The reason I'm entering this in the record and read that quote is it really does seem to align with the eyewitness account that I read portions of in the record last week. No conspiracy theory, just an eyewitness account from a knowledgeable observer. I didn't get to the point of the actual attack, and I want to just read a couple excerpts. This is the title, Provocateurs Turn Unsuspecting Marches into an Invading Mob. And again, these provocateurs are primarily white supremacist groups.
Again, Travis, am I missing something? How is this exculpatory in any way?
But he's saying they aren't Trump supporters. They're just provocateurs. They're not Trump fans.
They are also
Trump
Trump
fans.
supporters.
We know this.
Yeah.
They are.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Was that photoshopped? All the MAGA hats and the Trump signs and the Trump flags and the. Oh.
The QAnon shaman was on CBS this morning with his first interview after getting arrested, and he said, "Yeah, I still support Trump."
So, I like that you called him a shaman instead of a shaman. Like he should be a shaman.
He should be shamed.
He's a shameful.
He is a shaman.
Shameful man. I like that.
Right.
He's a shaman.
Yeah.
He's a shaman. Who should do a Shonda?
But the famous ones like that they still support Trump. So don't give me that bull crap.
I was trying to get a Jewish thing in there. He needs to do a Shonda, the shaman. Okay, fine. Okay, here is Amy Klobuchar on this same subject.
These people that were assaulting the Capitol in military gear and were pinning an officer between a door and were using bear spray on officers in the Capitol. Would you title them provocateurs?
Ma'am, it would all depend on the evidence behind the case, right? So as we're going through and we're figuring out what actually we know about each individual, it would just depend on what the facts and what we know holistically about that to be able to put a label on it.
Do you think there were some very serious violent people involved in this insurrection?
100%. A lot of officers were injured and a lot of damage was done.
And would you describe the atmosphere as festive?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
My God, Ron Johnson, festive with grandparents, kids.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
What? Did he think we didn't all watch the videotape? Like, yeah.
Why should we have birthday celebrations? Let's just have insurrections. They seem to be very festive and fun for a lot of people.
Super festive.
I don't even know why we're having here.
Except for the people who got crushed to death and lost an eye.
Yeah,
but yeah.
except the cop that was beaten to death by a flagpole and a fire extinguisher. Whee!
Yeah. Dana, this testimony seemed like to me cannot be more damning yesterday. Commanding General of the D.C. National Guard talked about how restrictions placed on him by the Pentagon in the run-up to the Capitol prevented him from more quickly sending forces. 3 hours and 20 minutes, almost, it took. And clearly, the order came from the top. It came from the Pentagon. It came from Trump. I mean, who are we kidding here? He said... He told lawmakers, Walker described the Pentagon's restrictions as unusual, noting he did not have these limitations last summer. We talked about with the, racial justice protests. He told lawmakers he had not been operating under those, had he not been operating over those limitations, he could have sent them, because they were there within 18 minutes. This was,
absolutely.
Anyway, it's so obvious. And I have to keep reminding myself that Merrick Garland has not been, and that's the other reason they're trying to delay that. Right? Because of a real investigation and justice for for January 6th, right?
Well, you've also got people in there like Mike Flynn's brother, making decisions when he shouldn't have even been in the chain of command in the room.
And they lied about it. You don't lie about something for no reason. They lied about it because they know Mike Flynn was behind this whole martial law, to have the military stop the installation of, or the peaceful transfer of power. Mike Pence, by the way, just remains despicable. So he wrote this op-ed that basically, just kept telling the big lie. It's what happened on January 6th, because, they condemn it. He condemns it, but then he says it deprived the American people of a substantive discussion about election integrity in America. And then he goes on to bash H.R. 1, right? And he ends it with, leftists not only want you powerless at the ballot box, they want to silence and censor anyone who would dare to criticize their unconstitutional power grab. What do you call what happened on January 6th but an unconstitutional power grab? I mean, it's 100%. Insane that he's...
There's so many lies in that thing about anywhere from what you were talking about, that bill, to counting all votes up to 10 days after they're received. No, that's a lie. We're counting the votes that were in by the deadline day. The things that he's talking about was lie after lie after lie. Listen, I understand that you can print op-eds, and op-eds are supposed to be opinions, but when you have opinions about facts, and they don't align and they're spreading disinformation, those should not be printed in a publication, period, for the general public to just absorb.
Yeah.
That's not an opinion piece. It's actually lies. There's a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And it doesn't matter if you were vice president. And this is why we're on lockdown again in the Capitol today, is because of the big lie that they just keep, they will not just say, stop it. This was a free and fair election. We lost. Let's figure out how to win next time.
Let Pence go back to right-wing radio where he started. I heard there was an opening recently. Too soon?
Oh, Dana
Not
Louise.
too soon.
Not too soon.
Not soon enough, really. Not soon enough.